So I wanted to take a minute to show you around the property that we just purchased, or about a month ago we purchased this property. But I wanted to kind of give you guys a preview. This is kind of one of the entrance here. Across the road is the neighbor's property. It looks like they're cleaning some trees out to clear it out, but it's just a nice country road. You're going both ways. Pretty quiet, a little bit of traffic, not a ton. But not too far away from civilization. But I just wanted to kind of walk you guys down the road. This is one of the things I saw that I really liked about it, was the fact that it looks like a long dirt road that goes off into nowhere, which we like the idea of the privacy around that, and you not being able to see our home. Not that things are blocked off where you can't come in, but it's pretty secluded for us. So what I just walked down is actually a easement on the neighbor's property. So the neighbor's property goes out this way, kind of forks out towards the road there, and then continues out along this tree line a little bit further out that way. So this is actually the neighbor's. Is about 135 feet or so that we have a prescriptive easement on. That's a story for another day, but we do have that set in, and this is the corner on one of the edges of the property, right there, corner marker. So they did cut the trees back about 5 or 6 years ago. They pretty much clear cut everything. There's a spring on the property that they left some trees around, but most of the trees were cut down, and there's a lot of new growth. So it's about 5 or 6 years worth of growth. Road needs a little bit of work, but it really wasn't overall that bad of shape. We just need to put some more gravel on it and regrade it a little bit. This kind of goes right alongside the property line here. So there's another person that owns this land, and so this kind of goes right along our property line here. There's a little bit of a triangle at the bottom that goes out, which I can show you guys a little bit later. What absolutely made me fall in love with the place was the view as you round these corners. And you start to see fields open up. And during the day it's absolutely gorgeous. It's gorgeous right now too, but the sun shining on these trees, it really puts a shadow out over these fields and makes it look really, really amazing. So there are two cleared fields. This first field here is about an acre in size, maybe a little bit more than an acre. This is actually where we plan to put our garden. So this is plenty of room for us to do anything that we want to do. We're actually probably going to clear some of this back out over here, give it a little bit more space, and then on that far side over that way, there's actually it very slightly slopes down to a spring head. We're going to clear a lot of that out all the way around, and we're going to clean these trees up a little bit as well on this line here, just to give us a little bit more space. Not that we need it right now, but so this is the main field. It's a little bit over 5 acres. All in all, the property is 62.6 acres in size, so it's a pretty large property, mostly woods. And we're probably going to keep this field mostly just a field. The guys using it right now are just haying it. So that's pretty much what the crop is on it right now. And he hays it 2 or 3 times a year. He comes and fertilizes it and then collects the hay off of it. So we have to figure out whether we're going to keep doing that with him or if we're going to do something different. We thought about maybe putting some orchard trees down this way. But I really want to keep this view because the view of this hill is gorgeous to me, and I want to keep it that way, keep it grass. Over here, this is actually where the man that used to live here before had his garden. It's all grown up here. I've been trying to cut it back with a weed eater. This is where the oil truck came in for the heating oil today and just tore a nice rut through the yard. That's life. But we're going to clear all this stuff out and actually probably put chickens over here is kind of the plan at this point. everything changes, you know, depending on what we need, but this is a lot that needs to be cleared out. But this is kind of our backyard, if you will. So this well house is a mess right now because it is completely infested with termites, and so it needs to be torn down. We did have to replace, there was a jet pump in the well house, and we did have to actually replace it with we went ahead and went with a in-well pump and a new tank for the basement. So, you know, a lot of good good improvements there. We're going to bury this eventually. Maybe even keep this as a dog house. I don't know, but you can see how much of an infestation it was, and it was active as well. Still is active. I just got to finish ripping it all out, but they had completely torn it up. And then there's the sheathing on the roof where they had just eaten it completely away. So the electrical's not even run out to this right now. There's really nothing out here but a hose that comes from the well pump to the inside. And now there's a mess. And there's the old tank that we had. We got a much larger 86-gallon tank now. So in our front yard here, there's a couple of peach trees and some other trees. My wife really doesn't like these trees, so we're probably going to get rid of them. You know, a lot of them have you know, rot damage and things like that. So we're going to probably start over and plant some new things, but we'll leave them there for a little while and see how it goes. This is the man who lived here. His beloved dog passed away, Brutus, and I need to come out here and clean it up a little bit, but it looks like he died in 1985, and he's got a little grave here. So we did tell him that we would keep this at least for a while, and unless we need to move it, we'll definitely keep it there. But Brutus Oliver, in loving memory. But I just love this field. I love this sunset. It's just absolutely gorgeous. During the summer, the sun sets over here behind this tree, and so it's really, really beautiful. In winter, it sets over there, very short. But so this is the really old satellite dish along with the newer satellite dish. We don't have either of these hooked up to anything yet. We probably won't do a dish. It's kind of the goal at this point. We do get pretty good cell service out here, so we might do cellular internet. And we really don't have much of a plan for cable. We might actually cut the cord on cable since we're moving out here. But we'll see. I set a couple of targets up out there. I was zeroing in my rifle earlier, just at 50 and 100. But this is the big field here. You really can't see a whole lot, but that tree line there where the trees are taller, that is actually the neighbor's line. So it goes out in kind of a triangular form, cuts back over here, and goes down to about there, and then comes back. So again, there's over 50 acres, probably 55 acres or so are out there in a triangular shape. There's a natural spring head that's over here that goes all the way down the property. So I want to see maybe one day if we can dam it up at the bottom. We have to worry about permits and things like that, but damming it up at the bottom so that we can build a pond. A spring-fed pond would be really nice if we're allowed, which, you know, I think we are. I see other people building ponds, but, you know, you never know. But the sky is huge out here. So this is a big June apple tree, and it produces thousands of June apples. And just like the name, they actually come around June. They're little apples like crab apples almost, but you know, they're just all over this tree. This tree is really old. The problem with this tree, though, is that it has to be removed because here is a septic tank. And the septic tank has roots growing in it because of this tree here. So we've got to probably either replace or repair the septic tank. We did get some money back there from the sellers for that. So we got to do that at some point in time. It still works, but there's definitely some impending issues with it. But this tree has been attacked by vines. That's one thing on this property, that most of the trees around seem to be pretty well attacked by these vines. But it's unfortunately has to go. But we're going to plant some more apple trees and, maybe give it another legacy. Over here in the backyard again, I'm trying to cut paths, as you can see, to make things a little bit easier, block them off, cut as I can. Back here behind this tree, I won't go back there right now, is the roof of a barn that fell in. But that's really the only other structure that we're aware of on the property besides the house, obviously. It just needs to be kind of ripped out, and maybe I can reclaim some of the wood that's in there. It looks like there's still quite a bit, but nothing too crazy. If you look at the back of the house here, you see we have actually a walk-in cellar, which is really nice. You can actually back my truck into it. I can't go through the doors, but I can back it into this little driveway here. We still need to pressure wash the house and clean it. This house, and we'll show you this in just a minute, needs a lot of work. But I just wanted to kind of show you the property right now and just kind of get it started. Thanks.